The market is panicking, and rightfully so. After those tariff news that just came out, the futures market is completely crashing on down. Let me not say crashing because crashing, I would say that's more than 20%, but it is down and it's down hard. Right now, if anyone that has spy calls heading into this week, this is why I'm very careful. When I told you guys yesterday again, I do not like to hold spy calls, especially heading into a long weekend, because for a lot of times administrations use long weekends to drop bad news, right? What did we see? Again, once again, what did we see? As soon as the market closed on Friday, we had news come out about what? About potential tariffs. All right, guys. Well, welcome again to once again another episode of stock market review as we look into ahead to the day tomorrow and review the charts and see what's going on. Today was Martin Luther King Day, so the market was closed, so we did not really have an open market, although the futures market was actually open. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to get in. I know it takes most of you guys a little bit to get on the live, so I'll give you guys a few minutes here just so you can get in. Let me give you guys a few minutes. But we are taking a look at this here. If you are here watching, if you're here for the first time, remember to like, smash the like button for me. Make sure you subscribe, share the channel. Check out some of my other videos. I do have some trading strategy videos that I go over. You'll find something that finally works for you, and if you do watch them, these are things you're familiar with, and they do not meet your current trading psychology requirement. Share them with somebody else that might be able to benefit from that. All right, we're gonna give people a few minutes here still, as people are still coming in right now. Today we're going to focus for the most part on exactly what's going on with the futures. We typically don't review the futures. It's been a while. I don't review the futures market. I just completely focus either on the SPX, which is the S&P 500 still, or the SPY. But today I want to focus on the ES. Reason why is because we were actually the market was closed today. As you guys are well aware, for Martin Luther King Day, the market is actually closed. All right, let's give people just a couple more minutes here, just to let people come in. As you guys trickling in. All right, and if you guys can let me know where you guys are watching from, and whatever, would really appreciate that. Just to let me know where you guys are watching from. Obviously, everyone, as you, if you're new here, in case you don't know, I'm in NYC. I'm in Manhattan, so this is where I am dealing with this cold front we've been having. I know some folks down in Florida is experiencing some cold weather as well. But trust me, things things are a little tight for us over here on the East Coast. Okay. Alrighty. Let's transition right into the economic calendar. Yesterday, I did not review that yesterday, so I feel, you know what, why not just go over it so you guys know exactly what's going on. So obviously today was a scheduled holiday, Martin Luther King Jr.'s day, so that's MLK Day, so market was closed. Tuesday we don't have any news. I don't. Well, that's what that says. That says we don't have any news today, but obviously you guys know we do expect to see news from SCOTUS, from the Supreme Court, regarding the legality of tariffs, which could be a big, well, not could be, should be a big market mover. Either up or down is going to move the market, right? Because there's implication into that. I'm not quite sure if the market has already factored that in, pretty much. And then on Wednesday, we have construction spending and pending home sales. A little bit, but not something that really carries that much weight. But on Thursday before the open, we have GDP numbers. that was going to be a revision on the last GDP numbers, and that can be pretty bad depending on how wide the revision is. It could be pretty bad. It could also be pretty good. All right, and even if it is, the market does go down, is it an opportunity? We don't know. All right, because that is the biggest thing with what we're seeing right now. The biggest thing what we're seeing right now is this an opportunity being presented, or are we really going to head down for good? Right now, we still have a lot of structural support below us currently. So we have multiple levels we would have to breach before we can get to that. And we're gonna get into that a little bit, just in a little bit. Then this is where we have the big guys coming. We have at 10 a.m. on Thursday. 10 a.m. Thursday. Mark your calendar. If you go into trade, mark your calendar and notice 10 a.m. Thursday, we are going to have PCE data and core PCE data coming out. All right. So those are market movers. These numbers will definitely move the market one way or another. Whether market was down, it rallies up, or it was up, it pushed back down, or market was pretty much neutral and dormant, and then it just picks a direction and runs. All right. So we are going to get that. The good news is next week we actually starting to going to get some pretty big earnings report as of next week. So that could really change everything in the market as those companies starts to report their earnings. So you just never know how things might turn out. Personally, I think big tech will report good earnings. For there's a couple of factors that goes into that, right? The first factor I'm looking at is a lot of those tariffs do not really apply much to many big tech companies, especially those software companies. It's hard to really put tariffs on software. So that's one of those things that I'm seeing. And another thing is, remember, guys, when back in December when I was talking to you guys and telling you about how all those companies were announcing layoffs. So a lot of those companies, they did mass layoffs end of the year. I guess I don't know why. I just find personally I think that's really messed up, laying off people right before the holidays. But they did. All right. So now with them doing those mass layoffs, when they're going to report earnings, those severance packages and all these things are not on the books, right? They closed that chapter for last year. It's done. All right. So coming into this year and whatever we see, even though what they're going to report is the last quarter of last year, but then they get to talk about how they projecting higher profits and yada yada and all that stuff, and you're going to see things push up dramatically. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, the current administration is really making a big effort in trying to acquire Greenland. This is the news that I knew. I just wanted to show you guys that. One of the main reasons you're going to see with that, if you're asking yourself why is that happening? Why are they going after Greenland? Is because recently, we've always knew this, right? But recently, a few mining companies with licenses in Greenland have been discovering rare minerals, whether it's diamonds, lithiums, whatever it may be. So Greenland is actually very rich in rare minerals and precious metals, diamonds, and all kinds of stuff, right? So this is what at the heart of this whole thing. This is what this is about. All right. It doesn't matter if somebody want to tell you, hey, it's because we don't want China to get it or whatever it is. You know what? No, this is about resources, and we discovered some resources there. It would be beneficial. So that's how it is. This is not on endorsement of any specific policy or anything like that, but this is the truth, right? Just laying it out to you guys so you know what's going on. Is that going to be good? Is that going to be bad? I don't know. All I know is tariffs is not good for the market. And this is how we know. Again, if you guys are here again, as I'm saying, make sure to like and share this video. Would appreciate that. All right, what I'm looking at right now is the futures market. That's the ES, which is our futures market. Futures was open today, and what exactly can you guys see? Just like the regular S&P 500, this would show just because this is open pretty much almost 24 hours. So there's overnight trading and all those kind of stuff. You're going to see those candles give you more information, right? So what are we seeing here? The first thing I'm looking at, say, hey, we came. Remember when I was telling you guys we had this big range? We literally dropped from the top of the range. That's the close on Friday. We went all the way down to that previous support level. All right. So again, this is the futures, but I'm not overly concerned yet. It is concerning, but this is what I'm talking about. As of right now, is that an opportunity or do we wait? As of right now, I think we still wait because we don't know yet. Right now, as you could, for you guys, those of you guys who might be able to see this, you're going to see that the timer is still running. If I go in the 4 hours, you guys can see exactly what's happening. This is what makes me a bit really, really uncomfortable with this. All right. So when the market opened, look at this gap we had right in the middle here. So we gapped all the way down, right? So we gapped down. And what I don't like about it is the fact that it went and popped back up and retest the level. So this is how we were able to take the trend line. We actually got below the trend line. And then after we got below the trend line, we actually retest that trend line and we're going down. Now, if I do a trend line on top of that, you guys can see this is the level we're constantly trying to take all day. We've been trying to take that. Look at that. This is we have one, two, three. We're trying to take that level and we cannot take it. All right. So what do we see here, guys? We're seeing a wedge pattern forming, which means at some point, at some point, this going to have to make a decision. All right. And that's the thing. This will actually close by 1:30 ish p.m. Eastern time. So I'm doing intraday tomorrow. At some point, there's a break has to happen. Either we're going to break up or we're going to break down. It will happen, right? Until then, I advise you guys to, if you trade futures, I advise you guys to keep an eye out on the futures market and see what's going on because right now we are squeezing that wedge right now. This is being squeezed, and that downward trend line is being very very respected as of right now. Okay, let me see here. This is again, if we go in the check, let's check the MACD. The MACD is coursing up, but it's negative. All right, so I would not be surprised if the MACD does this and push right back down. This is not this would not surprise me not one bit. So we would see it. We can see exactly what happens here. If we go on the 2 hour time frame. We look at the 2 hours. We don't know what's going on here. These are all the things I was talking to you guys about. Remember, guys, when I was talking to you guys a couple of days ago, right? And I was saying this seems to be doing an inverted head and shoulder pattern, right? But at the same time, we cannot forget the fact that when while those patterns are being done, unless we typically take the neckline, this would end up being a double top. These are what I'm talking about. This is why you wait for breakout confirmation and you know exactly where things are going to go before you do anything, right? So if you look at that, we got the breakout. Guess what? We never confirmed it. We never confirmed it. Breakout happened, but we never confirmed. And what we're doing right now, we are dropping right down. But then again, while we are dropping down, that is the big thing I'm talking about. While we are dropping down, guess exactly where we are. Let me fix that so everyone can see. While we are dropping down, we are still at support level, right? Former resistance zone, now support level. So we still at support. So we would have to take this out. Again, this is the future. That's the futures. Okay, so we're gonna go into the spy. For I know a lot of you guys just trade spy. Hey, what's up, Jeff? A lot of you guys just trade the spy. So I'm going to go into the spy, but I just wanted to show you guys where we are currently. If I'm not mistaken, in the overnight market, I can go mark this here. In the overnight market, the spy is currently down 7 points. Like what? Yeah. So yeah, the SPY is currently down around these levels, which means when I was talking to you guys and I was saying, hey, you know, a move is going to happen because we're getting squeezed here. And see that trend line that I had right there, right? That's the trend line that I had right at that level. I had that trend line. I say, hey, we need to take that. Let's go into 4 hours again. So this is what we're going to see. We're going to be around this level by the time, unless things push back up. This is where we're going to be. The market is not really liking this whole tariff situation. The market is not liking this at all. All right, that's the 2 hours I was looking at. I was making that wedge pattern. I think the 30 minutes will show it even better. Yeah, there you go. The 30 minutes show it even better. I'll show you guys. I think this says we most likely going to go down and hit this level, but seems like I was wrong. We're not just going to kiss this level and pop back up. We actually seem like to have broken below it. Now, can we reclaim that? We'll see how things go tomorrow. I do believe if Supreme Court decision comes out tomorrow and be, say, hey, um, nothing changed. These things were illegals, and what I think, or they were illegal, whatever it is. I think that's going to move things. But just for you guys' sake, right? Just so we know. So we have this level on the S&P. We have that right here. But this is the big structure that we have. This is our best structural support right there. All right, this level right here, that is our best structural support level. This is where we need to where we really need to defend. Obviously, it would be great if the market can defend this zone and push us right back up. That would be great. But right now, this week, the stuff that's coming up this week, I just don't really like them. That's just the way it is. Again, nothing has changed yet. I'm going to cover a couple of things for you guys so you guys can see the bigger picture and see what's going on. I have spoken with you guys a lot about the VIX, right? So we can see how much the VIX spiked. Now, here is the one of the best thing we can get when it comes to the VIX. When it comes to the VIX, this is the best thing sometimes we can get. At at 10%, whenever the VIX move up 10%, I'm gonna also put 20% down here, and I'll let you guys know what those numbers mean. Okay? Whenever the VIX pop more than 10%, we typically have about a 70 to 85% chance of having a great day the two following trading sessions. That's the way it works. And whenever the VIX pop more than 20%, but we have more like a 90 to 95%, we're going to have a green day within the next two trading days. Now on Friday, we actually popped 18%. By the way, if you guys here, make sure to smash the like button for me, man. I really appreciate that. That really helps the algorithm. Again, I'll repeat. Still about 60% of you, 60 to 70% of you are not actually subscribed to the channel. Would appreciate you subscribing, hitting the notification button, so that way when I go live, you can get those notifications. Or when I put out new videos, you don't miss anything. And make sure to share. Would really appreciate that. And again, as I'm doing those reviews, if you're here for the first time, I will repeat that every single day. As I'm doing those reviews, if you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Now, again, you can ask anything. There are certain questions that might be a bit too complicated for me to just answer while I'm doing this live, so I may not answer that here, right? But one thing that's going to give me an idea of what you guys would like to see, and what I can do when you guys give me those ideas, I can then create videos, whether it's a strategy video, how to scan for stocks, how do I go about selecting small cap stock to trade, and all these things and whatever. I can make videos on those things if I can see what you guys are interested in. All right. Going back to that again, so that means the next two trading days, we do have an opportunity. We do have a possibility that we might have a green day, but that's typically the next two trading days. That's about 70 to 85%, because that was more than 10%, but not more than 20. All right. But right now we can see the way the VIX is setting up. Remember when I was telling you guys, I am a little iffy about the market. I started being, I was, how did I put it? I believe I said it. I was cautiously bullish. All right, cautiously bullish. That's the way I describe it. And what I mean by that is I am bullish, but I'm hedging. Right, I'm hedging. I'm keeping some cash on the side in case something happens. So that way I can still either buy down on some positions or use that as an opportunity. There's nothing worse than you being fully invested and having some sort of black swan event happen that present it might present a great opportunity for everyone, but does it present an opportunity for you? And if you don't have any capital available for you to buy anything, you're already in the market. You're suffering as it is, right? So you cannot take advantage of it. So just make sure you have some dry powder, man. Make sure you have some dry powder. All I keep saying that I've been saying that to you guys for a while, and I'm gonna keep saying that like a broken clock. The market is very, very stretched right now. The market is stretched right now, and this is not this is not the time for us to be overly comfortable and all kind of stuff. Actually, let me take a quick look and see where the fear and greed index is right now. There you go. See, this is what I'm talking about. Complacency. This is complacency. When the market is at an all-time high, and I start seeing greed. We're in greed, right? That's complacency. This is how you get those violent moves. I've been saying that to you guys for a long time. I've been saying that. Whenever you see the market is at an all-time high and you see we're at greed or extreme greed, it is time for you to start being careful, because that's when people are jubilant. I'm not saying don't take advantage of bullish momentum. That's not what I'm saying, right? Because that's how you're really going to make your money. But what I'm saying is, when we start getting into greed, this is how people get blindsided. Retail traders tend to get a bit way too happy, way too over their skis, and people start buying stuff on margins and they get overextended. And I have been there. I personally have been there, where it's like, hey, things are looking great, and then you get over leveraged, and before you know it, a black swan event happened, and you're like, what the f just happened to my profit? All right. You gotta be careful for things like that. You cannot always plan for it. I mean, you cannot always predict what's going to happen, but you can plan for it. All right. Like, think about that, right? So like Friday, I've been telling you guys over and over. Every Friday, I'm very comfortable risking about 300 bucks as insurance on my portfolio. If I lose that because the market keep running up, guess what? I lose 300. on that one hedge that I had, but I'm going to make X amount, right? Now, if the market goes down, like it's going to be tomorrow, right? It's going to be tomorrow. So when that happens tomorrow, guess what I get to do? Let's say for example, with everything that I have with my long term plays and whatever and this and that, I was supposed to be I'm just giving you hypothetical numbers. These are not real numbers. Well, let me just say somebody. It's supposed, it was me. Say somebody was supposed to be down, say around 15%, right? So instead of being down 15%, or let's say 5%, instead of being down 5%, since you're making 2% on the leverage that you put on your portfolio, right? Because those drops are so fast and so quick, you make a lot on those options, right? So what ends up happening is now you're only down instead of 5%, now you're down 3%. Even if it's 4.5, that's better than five, right? So this is why I do that, and this is why I preach and I teach being careful and trading with a trading plan and being methodical with certain things. You have to understand where the market is and what might happen. Our job is not just reading the chart is great. We have to read the chart, and the chart will give you signal, right? But at the same time, you also have to think about where we are constantly. I mean, again, I guess it goes back to, guess it goes back to the chart. Understanding where we are. We are at an all-time high. We've spoken about that over and over, multiple times. We're at all-time high. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So nearly 2.5 weeks we're in here and we cannot break to go above. What exactly is the market telling us? We don't have the momentum. We're tired. We might need a break. Like it's like imagine somebody wanting, I keep using the exact same thing. Imagine somebody wanting a marathon, and then right after the marathon you expect them to want another one. Now, if you David Goggins, maybe you can, but hey, not everybody's David Goggins. I mean, and let's be honest, even David Goggins take breaks at some point, right? He doesn't run for 365 days nonstop, right? He'll have to take a break. So this is what the market is. And what we have to be honest with ourselves, we cannot just look at the market to see where it is and say, hey, the market has not been going up over the past couple of days and whatever. Okay, I understand that. But if we go and we take the lows to where the market was and that thing's up by 44%. That's a 44% increase. All right, so that's a big one. Yeah, you could say there has been a lot of consolidation in those areas. Yeah, there has been consolidations. There has been a little bit of a pullback, but there hasn't been a correction. All right. We haven't had a correction in the market for God knows how long. Let's see if I add the 200 moving average. Okay, this is the simple moving average, and this is the 9. I'm going to change that and put the length at 200. Right? This is how far the 200-day moving averages. Let me make that a little bigger for you guys to see. So that way, this is a bit thicker for everyone to see it. All right. This is how far this thing is. Look at that. Guess what? At some point, because those moving averages, they are like magnets. When stocks want too far away, at some point they pulls it right back down. At some point it will pull it down, either to touch it or go slightly below it or come close to it or whatever it might be. Right? Again, and if you are here, the a moving average is like that's what the average price is for the last 200 days. So if you wanted to get an average of the last 200 trading days, the stock market really should be at around 634. We're currently at like 691, and it seems like we might open tomorrow around like 684. So we'll see exactly what happens there. All right. So context, constantly make sure you find context. All right. That being said, the last thing I wanted to check with you guys, I think I already went over the VIX. And remember, last thing again, remember when I was talking to you guys about gold, right? I was saying it is not good. It is not good. I don't like it. The fact that I see things like gold breaking out, precious metals going up is not a good thing. That means, and I told you guys that was it like about last week. That means money are trying to find a new home. And whenever the stock market goes down, you will always see gold, silver, any other precious metals will always go up. You might also see natural gas and oil sometimes also goes up, but this is typically what you're going to see. It used to also be Bitcoin until whatever those guys did with Bitcoin, they did with it, where Bitcoin is no longer a safe haven. But it is never good news when you see, it's never good news when you see gold, you see precious metals are running up. That is never good news. And another bad sign, in my view, that I saw was the other day when, you had the stock market really like a SPY and the Qs out were really struggling, and you could see the only stocks that was really moving were like industrials and things like that. It's like utilities and industrials. Those are all bad signs. All right, those are all bad signs. That being said, guys, I have to go meet with members of the community. If you like this video, make sure to check out my next one. If you're watching on repeat, just so you know, I appreciate you guys. I wish you guys the best tomorrow. Make sure you stay disciplined. Make sure you take trade that follows your trading plan. Tomorrow may be a volatile day. I've been warning you guys that something like that was probably coming. It seems like that day is here. Is it an opportunity? I don't know. It might be, but I do not know yet. So we're going to see how the day develop tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in again. Make sure to like, subscribe. If you here you haven't liked the video yet, make sure to like the video. I really would appreciate that help, as this help us in the algorithm. I can see with you guys being here and getting more engaged. I can see the growth in the channel with video views and likes and comments and subscribers and stuff like that. So I really appreciate you guys spending some time with me every night around like 9 p.m. Again, I have to go to meet with those guys as the paid members. If you're interested in joining the community, it is free to join the community. The link will be at the bottom of this video. If you have not yet joined the community, or it's on WhatsApp, so it makes it a lot easier. Whether you're international or not, you can join in. Make sure to check out the link. Come say hello. Let's meet in there, and let's make sure we get on the right track for a great trading year. All right, guys. Thanks very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow once again for another stock market review. Stay green, stay warm, and go kick ass tomorrow, man.